Remember when they said that like Twinkies were going to get taken away and we weren't going to have them anymore?
No, they said Twinks were going to get taken away.
Oh.
Right. And I haven't seen one since. Miss Romie, it's time for us to set sail.
Oh my gosh, already? Well, okay, Miss Blossom. Let's go.
We're gonna talk shit. Get with us. We're gonna talk shit. Get here
With Blossom.
And Romie.
Hello. Welcome to Talk Ship Get Hip, the world's, the universe's, our expanding universe's premiere podcast on the hit television show, The Love Boat. I'm Blossom Drearie.
And I'm Romie Romak.
And we are your lovely co-hosts of this enchanting podcast that you found yourself on.
Yes, of which you've become addicted at this point, I'm sure.
I would hope so, yeah.
To which you become addicted.
Sure.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing really well. I've been having a really nice tourist season. It was my birthday last week, and I did a show that I really enjoyed at the Clinton, which has been like a home venue for us over the years.
Shout out the Clinton Street Theater for our fans and viewers who are watching outside of the Portland, so-called Portland area.
Right.
An iconic 100-plus-year-old theater that we do the drags at.
Exactly. We do the drags at. It's been doing Rocky there for since the inception, literally forever. But anyway, yeah, it was really nice. And then you threw this really awesome birthday party for me afterward, and it was super cute, and it was lovely to be surrounded by family and friends and to be celebrated, and everyone was obligated to be nice to me and say nice things about me. It was really lovely. It was really, really cute. The birthday thing was like a new thing for me. I was always very evasive about when my birthday was, and this year I tried to embrace her.
Right, yeah, you've shared that with me. Well, happy belated birthday. We don't know when this episode is coming out, but
it's coming out.
It's been your birthday again. Oh, yeah. No, just kidding. My honor, my pleasure. It's very easy to celebrate a certain Romie Romak. Just so joyful to do. And yes, it is true. Blossom Drearie does run a sideshow of organizing and throwing birthday parties.
It's giving wedding planner Blossom Drearie.
It's getting
party planner.
I will be your party clown. I will be your baker. We got
party tattoo artist.
Patty the party planner. Shout out, speaking of baking, and shout out our first guest on our last episode, Celine Latrine, helped me bake some delicious little vegan pineapple upside down cupcakes.
That's true. We love Celine Latrine.
And shout out to our first guest. How was having a guest on our podcast for you? Did you have fun?
It was so fun. It was really, really fun. I mean, not that I don't enjoy talking to you each week, each day. But it was fun having someone else in the mix. I can't wait until it's someone who feels really uncomfortable on the show. That's what I'm most looking forward to. But either way, even if it's all pleasant kikis, it's going to still be great.
Yes. I always feel uncomfortable on our podcast. So.
Well, you know what they say, if you can touch one person.
Right. Celine was an amazing guest. It was super fun to have someone. We have so many interesting friends and even people that aren't friends that we still want to have on the podcast that are interesting also.
Yes.
Who did we say earlier? A few people we know, but we've also thrown out some very unhinged and probably unlikely people to be on our podcast.
Princess Diana is on the books, darling.
Yes, that's who it was earlier.
Should we have her?
We're bringing in a medium? A medium.
We're bringing in the psychic twins from 2013 YouTube to channel her. Or if anyone knows that reference.
The Long Island medium.
Oh my God, Teresa Caputo.
Mm-hmm.
We love her. I was her once in drag. Yeah.
Wow. Wait, let's take a little tangent. You have to.
Okay,
I feel like this is part of our unloading. We like to sprinkle in a little bit of drag lore, drag history.
Okay, so back at the Clinton, when Killer Queen, our drag mother, Violet Hex's show was happening in the before times of the pandemic, there was a Halloween one, and for Halloween I couldn't decide on if I wanted to pay drag homage to Teresa Caputo or the Joker. At the time, the Joaquin movie was very topical, so I thought, like, why not both? So I thought, like, what if, you know, because you know how the whole concept of the Joker is, it takes like one bad day to have your like Joker transformation and go mad and murderous and chaotic or whatever, and philosophically babbling about, you know, right and wrong and good and evil and the profundity of the silliness of the concept or whatever. But anyway, so I thought, what if Teresa has a bad reading and she flips out and turns into the Joker? And that was my concept for the number. So I came out and did like You Can Talk to Me, like, you know, she could talk to the dead with the Teresa Caputo hair, which ended up getting reworked into the Clarla hair. Clarla's another character I do who's kind of like an anti-vax Florida mom and who sings karaoke.
Who will be a guest on the podcast one day.
And then, you know, I took a breakdown sample from her reading when she was a guest on the Anderson Cooper Experience, when that was a show. And she's like, you know what? I don't care if you don't believe in what I do. I don't care. And then we added like, you know, laughing samples, and then you know, and then I did a reveal, and I took the Teresa Caputo hair, and underneath I had a little, what I wanted to read as like a Joker green pixie, and I hadn't colored it properly. I literally spray painted it with like paint from Blick that was like, and since the hair was like very plastikiana, it was like the green didn't really like even stain the cuticle. It's sort of just laid outside of it, and it would sweat, like this wig would sweat green, but I thought it looked cool. Anyway, that's my story.
I love that. And now I think I'm conjuring, well, because you obviously weren't in Joker makeup because you had to be Teresa at first.
Right.
I feel like I've seen you.
But then I take a lipstick out of my pocket and I do the like.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's
the mark of the beast.
I love that. That's got to be one of my like top 10 unhinged femme tools that we have at our disposal, is to smear lipstick all over our faces. That's such a power move.
It is a power move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, back to Violet, she's worked it into looks, and it's been such a serve.
Into looks.
Looks.
Shout out another local performer, burlesque icon who I have a crush on, but I recently saw a certain Wanda Bones do a recreation homage number to Wild at Heart, the David Lynch movie.
Yes.
Is it Young at Heart or Wild at Heart? It's Wild at Heart.
Yeah.
Okay. Where she does that as well, and it's so
Fabulous.
powerful. I mean,
she's fabulous.
Shout out to Wanda Bones, and shout out just the, you know, you and I talk often at long expense, speaking of female rage, you know, like the unhingedness, like the divinity of, you know, acting truly.
Miss Chi-Chi's getting in on the female rage.
Right. So there's beauty to that. Cheers to that. Thank you for sharing that little tidbit. We love to unload. Speaking of, in this, you know, before we jump into the episode in question today.
In question at hand.
Do some, let me ask my sister more, any baggage, any luggage that she's checking in for our destination, you know, or that you're just, what else could you do with luggage? You can get it lost at the airport.
You can get it lost. You can do a purposeful switcheroo. You can assign it to someone else to betroth them with a suitcase full of rocks.
Right.
Yeah.
All these things you can do with luggage. Anything you want to do with luggage, or your metaphysical carriers.
My metaphysical carriers. Are we unpacking romantically like we usually do with us?
No, it's episode 6 today.
Yeah, we're doing something different.
Change it around, Mimi.
Yes.
You know, give me something more. You can unpack
Change
anything
that
you want.
Outfit, change it around. I think, you know, I have a lot of.
You can speak romantically. You can, if you want to.
I mean, you know, like, there's several boys in the mix, but what I really want to talk about is, remember when they said that like Twinkies were going to get taken away and we weren't going to have them anymore? Don't you still see Twinkies? Was that a lie? That's something I've been wanting to talk about.
No, they said Twinks were going to get taken away.
Oh.
Right. And I haven't seen one since that
so
day.
like when you put them in the washing machine and
they grow up. Twink death. That's a thing that people talk about now.
I think the most interesting example of twink death recently is Flounder in the remake of The Little Mermaid. The new Flounder, I understand that they're going for a different aesthetic, but it's such a scary A and B from the old Flounder to the new Flounder.
Right, it is a flavor of twink death. And to be clear, twink death is not the actual
When you put
passing.
them in the washing machine. It's something else.
It's something else. It's more so the transformation, like the aspect of death that can lead to rebirth and to change and to resurrection, maybe. It's not really twink resurrection. They're coming back. Pedro Pascal is an example people use in discourse, is that, you know, he went from twink to like daddy. That's what twink death is, right?
Sure, sure.
But in this case, Flounder, yeah, he got
It's
scarier.
it's when you turn into a scary anthropomorphic fish CG animal abomination. You know, and it looks different for everyone. For some people, that's what it looks like. For Flounder, that was what it looked like.
Right. Well, I'll be watching.
Yes.
I like The Little Mermaid.
I mean, I'm curious. I'm really, you know, I'm looking forward to the live action remake of The Emperor's New Groove. I've been thinking a lot about that movie because I watched it again last week, and I've been thinking so much about how Yzma was the true protagonist and how Cusco was a venture capitalist who was the real villain of the story.
Say
And
that.
wasn't really, I mean, like, I know he was supposed to have like a character arc and a change, but I don't think he changed enough.
No, I love this feminist anti-capitalist reading of Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
Anti-colonial. You're
Yzma
saying
has
fuck,
everything.
Screw the emperor. Screw the colonial
Yeah.
empire.
She has
really.
her ostrich feather. She has her himbo kronk. She's everything.
Well, we were just talking about how you are Yzma. So you are also phantom
Self-congratulatory.
casting.
Yeah.
No, you would be you sing, you act. She stuns. She needs to be cast.
Sing,
Disney.
act, attempt murder.
Hello.
Hello.
Who casts those? That's great. I love that for you.
Yeah, keep me in mind for your consideration.
Yeah. Well, speaking of aquatic anthropomorphic beings, we could use that as a transition.
Yeah, we could use that as a transition to our review of 2016's Blackfish, the movie, or this next episode of The Love Boat.
Yeah, I do. That's a good one. And
I don't
still-
even know if that's from 2016. That was a guess on the air, to be quite honest.
that feels right.
It sounds right, though, right?
Still
Yeah.
relevant. I think I just read in NPR that another girly orca had been released from captivity down in Florida.
Yeah.
I think at the age like 70 or something.
Yeah. I was born in San Diego, and like going to SeaWorld as a child was really, really cool. So seeing that movie was, but you know, that was the truth I had to be exposed to.
Yeah.
And looking back on it, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. That checks out, you know?
It's enlightenment. Sometimes
Exact.
knowledge is hard.
Yeah.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's talk about The Love Boat. We can do a
Shall we?
Blackfish special review episode.
I'm looking forward to Blackfish 2,
Blackfish, the sequel.
the sequel,
Electric
Revenge.
Blackfishaloo. Oh, okay.
Electric Revenge.
Electric Revenge. I like that. That's like a
Yeah.
MAC lipstick color.
I was going to say, yeah, that's giving, because there was like the MAC Electric Eel, which in the zeros was like the blue eyeshadow that was like the MySpace blue eyeshadow that people wore. But yeah, Electric Revenge. That's the return of the look, darling.
Electra Revenge is definitely...
Electro Revenge
she
is
a queen
happening.
somewhere.
Yeah, she's out there.
Yeah. I was going to try to change Revenge to a drag name, but I think it's just Revenge.
Revenge.
Electra Revenge? Revenge reminds me of
Revenge.
Bengay. Do you know what Bengay is?
It's
Not Bengay.
It's an anti-inflammatory that's topical. Isn't an anti-inflammatory? What is it supposed to do?
It's kind of a pro-inflammatory.
It's a pro-inflammatory.
It's like Icy Hot.
Oh.
Or Tiger Balm.
Tiger Balm. Yeah, we know about that.
Yeah. I put that on you.
Yeah, you did.
That's for the...
That's for the...
unfiltered.
yeah,
video
if you subscribe to the extra bonus Patreon, you get that content.
No, I've put Tiger Balm on a few people that I love and care and adore for. It's an act of love.
Yeah.
And a little bit of consensual pain.
And yeah, and hopefully increase patronage.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
We're here. We're reviewing episode 5 of season 1 of the hit television show The Love Boat. Hit. So violent.
Yeah, we should really work on that.
Right.
It's the semantics of it all. It's very important.
Yes, I won't keep talking about this with you, but I haven't talked about this on the pod. But I did debut. Blossom made her comedian debut.
You did. You were so good. She was so
you.
good. Everyone.
But in working on that, the punchline, or you got to punch up these jokes. It's so aggro,
Yeah, well, you actually had content. I feel like a lot of the girlies, like, you have to come in with a few jokes. You have to have a few things to rely on. And you had the material, you had the delivery, you did the dry delivery thing. You were fabulous.
Thank you.
I wish I could have been there in person, but seeing the video was like stunned. So proud.
Thank you. But I didn't mean to stick a load on myself. I mean, that's fine. We can uplift ourselves, but
Yeah, and
I didn't punch up my jokes. I nurtured them. I mothered my jokes.
You did.
Yeah.
And they were living for it. The audience, you had them in the palm of your hand, darling.
Yeah. Okay. Hit television show, The Love Boat. We're still in 1977 because we are in season 1.
77.
We're on episode 5 of season 1. We are cruising through the season. No guest this week. It's just your co-pilots today, your co-captains, but maybe more guests to join in the future.
More guests in the future, yes. Yeah. In the meantime, just us.
A great episode, though. This episode is called Isaac the Groupie. That's part 1.
Right.
Mr. Popularity.
Right.
And Help! Murder! So a pretty juicy trilogy of names here.
Mm-hmm. Isaac the Groupie is a very cute vignette. The murder one is my favorite, but back on the topic of that, Isaac is very smitten by the presence of a singer who lives in the Love Boat universe, not played by a real person, but the fictional character of Roxy Blue. I guess she's kind of
but played by Diane Carroll, who is
a legend. Yeah. And Isaac is smitten with her. He's quite a fan. She's supposed to be there incognito, as a starlet does, to enjoy a little bit of alone time and a little bit of sunshine, but keep her presence there hush hush. However, Isaac, being a super fan, clocks her and simps for her pretty hard, and they have a cute little thing going, but it's very in private. And then she acts very grand in public, and he is the bartender in public, and he is her like boy toy in private. And I don't know, their whole thing was kind of whatever.
Well, it's whatever, but that's how love on the Love Boat, on the Pacific Princess, goes, is that it can only be short-lived. It can only be for the duration of one cruise.
It's ephemeral. Mm-hmm. And that's the magic of it. Those are like the relationships that we usually we hate to admit it, but those are the things that we think about the most, really. Like years and years down the line, when we're like, I don't know, dying of like a cheese infection or something. We think about those relationships.
I don't remember how we got there, but that is part 1 of the episode.
Part 1. That's vignette 1.
You're right. That is kind of the more that caught our eye more. The second story here, Mr. Popularity, we felt like we could have done without.
The B story did nothing for me. The C story did a lot for me.
Right. Yeah.
The B story, I struggle to even remember what the deal was with it. Can you summarize Mr. Popularity?
Yeah. Are you calling me Mr. Popularity?
I would never.
That's a Miss Popularity.
It is Miss Popularity.
That's a great
That's
pageant.
Kind of cute.
We're throwing a pageant.
Yeah, the Mixed Popularity pageant. Mm-hmm. Stay tuned for more details.
Mr. Popularity, yeah. So we have a character here, Robert Tanner, played by a certain Jim Neighbors. And, he's introduced on the cruise. He's very talkative. He's very happy to be there. He kind of has a little bit of a agricultural southern twang to his voice. Not that means a specific voice that conjures in your head, but it's a very caricature of that.
Yeah, it's giving like southern version, giving like a little bit of like southern version of Paul Lynde, giving a little bit of Lindsay Graham.
Yeah, a little fruity.
Yeah, a little fruity.
But he's here. He's come to the cruise by himself. You know, a passenger of one, or a party of one. But his kind of popularity, his name starts to garner attention when some passengers on the cruise read that there potentially might be a jewel thief on board with the initials RT, a certain Robert Tanner. So, that's where he kind of gains this attention. But, it's a fun story, but it's kind of flat. It can only go from one place. But there is a fun gotcha moment at the end, which, ultimately it's revealed that he is, in fact, not the jewel thief at first. And then, once all these passengers who have done him dirty, who have kind of made fun of him this whole cruise.
They made fun of him, and he's very neurodivergent coded. At the time, people would be like, oh, he's so boring. And him being boring was his tendency to talk about the little details of inane things, like what he ate for breakfast that day or what his favorite type of apple was or something. And they'd be like, oh, he's so boring, like he's so dull. But then they thought he was the jewel thief, but then they were curious, so they would like conspicuously wear their jewels around him.
But he got him.
But
honey.
he ends up getting him in the end. He was the jewel thief.
Yeah. They all come down. The passengers come down after the cruise and say, "My jewels, where are my jewels, honey?" And then Mr. Robert Tanner
left a weird note that was like, "Thank you for your jewels. My favorite apples are Granny Smith," or something.
Yeah.
And that was that. It was, it was cute.
It was cute, but yeah. Plot number 3. This was kind of a fun one.
This was my favorite, and it deals with one of my favorite topics, which is paranoia of homicide. She thinks that this woman thinks that her husband and apparently an entire other group of cohorts are trying to kill her. And the way that she thinks she's going to be killed is always really colorful. Like she thinks she's going to blow up. What is it that she mishears where she thinks they're going to blow her up like with dynamite?
Yes. So what the tea is a certain Bert Fredericks, played by David Groh, plans, this whole cruise and a birthday party for his wife, Denise. And Denise, played by Michelle Lee, who you recognized as an actress from Knots Landing.
Yes, she was Knots Landing with the incomparable Donna Mills, who gave us The Eyes Have It, which is the greatest piece of content from that entire decade. If anyone's not familiar with Donna Mills, she did vanity videos back in the 80s were kind of a thing, like where they would show people, celebrities' lavish lifestyles. And it was very much the proto, like, YouTube or TikTok type content, like this is my skincare routine, this is my makeup routine for a night out, this is what I eat in the morning. But she's so everything in it, and she's so detached. It's really amazing. If you can look up clips from The Eyes Have It with Donna Mills, it's essential. It's everything.
Yeah. So she's kind of, her and Diane Carroll are kind of these two big stars that we get in this episode.
Yes.
But essentially, Bert is planning a birthday party for his very paranoid wife, Denise. And she overhears, Bert trying to get a photo of her to blow up, to print, to blow up in terms of expand size and put at the party. But she mishears. Yeah.
She mishears and thinks they're going to blow her up.
Yeah. But those are over, that's kind of the main picture of our 3 plots. We'll dive a little deeper into the bits and pieces, maybe moments that we liked. We'll of course review very soon, some of our favorite looks from the episode.
Yes.
But let's take a small break before we deep dive into our other high points of the plot.
Exactly. We're going to need energy in order to later confront the people who are trying to kill us.
Right.
We just know.
Yeah. See you soon.
See you soon.
This is our segment Sink or Clink, where we are, reviewing the fashion choices made by probably not the actors themselves, but some sort of, costume team.
Who knows what the story is?
Who knows? Yeah. We'll have to do a deeper dive into that as well. Yeah. But the Sink or Clink, let's get into it. Starting off, we have 11 looks to Sink or Clink. We have Denise and Bert's entrance looks, if you will. What do you think?
On the noir note, we have this like kind of weird side-tipped fedora moment, which I don't know how I feel about in context with the rest of her outfit. What do you think?
I like it. I like a beige moment. I like a nude, shades of hues of browns and skin tones, and it's very classy. I like the accessorization. We have a watch here, some kind of like gold nautical knot necklace, which is fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
And she looks great. And yeah, her hubby, it's a fun plaid jacket as well.
Yeah.
I think I clink it.
I'll clink it too.
You can sing.
Something about it. I don't know what it would be. I think I would maybe like it more with a belt, something to tie it together. I feel like this bottom is it has a nice like sleeve length and it has a nice collar, but it feels incongruent with the hat to me. The hat dresses it up too much, and I feel like it clashes. I think I'm actually going to sink it. I was clinking it to be nice, but I don't think I love it. And the mister isn't really giving anything to me. But I think that's more the actor. I think he just like...
Right. He's on the defense here. He's talking her through things. But yeah, fair. It's a sink and a clink from us.
Sure.
So it's
conflicted,
nothing.
Divided. It's a neutral. It's a wash.
Okay. We have Miss Roxy Blue in her entrance moment here. Not wearing blue.
Aforementioned entrance look. Incredible. This whole ensemble head to toe. I mean, she has a pattern, but also all of the colors go together perfectly. It's real cute. She's doing the classic glasses thing. She's getting out of a car. You know, she's quite important. People are carrying her luggage.
I mean, yeah, no notes.
It's
really.
A diva moment. No notes. It's perfectly executed.
Unbuttoned to the perfect length. Skirt length I love. Very classy. It's like an open toe, maybe pump. It's fabulous. The shoulder on this coat is it's everything. It's a clink. It's an obvious clink. Yeah. Okay, we have Roxy Blue and another more casual moment here. Tell me about this t-shirt. And
I had to have, so we wanted to review Isaac's look because of his coat, and this is his date night look. This is his look where he's trying to make a really good impression on Roxy. But this Stevie Wonder Loves You baby doll in this color is such a slay. I want this exact shirt. I love it so much. I love t-shirts. I love statement t-shirts. I love t-shirts with a story. And it's worn perfectly. It's in the perfect context of just answering the door and looking dressed down, quote unquote, but still glamorous as always. And with a t-shirt that really expresses like personality and a great musical reference. Very cute.
Yeah, add it to our growing collection of iconic t-shirts from the Love Boat Cinematic Universe.
Yes.
Which we will be relaunching. Or maybe we'll build like an archive, like a gallery. We'll like have a pop-up fashion gallery moment. Yeah, I love it. I mean, she looks so happy too. The hair and the makeup is very casual. It's very like girl on the go.
But she's still got a lash on, which is everything.
Yes, it's effortless. And Isaac, yes, this leather, I love the stitching on it. You know, it's very dapper. It's very like, if a man's, came to a date wearing that, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's great.
And I love like kind of a brown leather jacket, but this is a very like tawny, reddish kind of color. It's fun. The stitching is really fun.
Yeah, fabulous. Clinks.
Yeah. Clinks. Clunked.
We just love Roxy on this episode.
We do.
And Roxy and Isaac. Here we have them both kind of juxtaposed together again, but here again, fashion tells a story. Remember,
right.
It tells a story. So here we have Isaac in his work attire, and here we have Roxy in her more formal, but still in incognito. The girls on the Pacific Princess on the Love Boat love to come with their interpretation of a sailor girl's dress, which we're obsessed with.
Right, which is maybe to add a layer to it, maybe what she's wearing on purpose to seem, like she's giving tourist.
Right.
Maybe she thought, I'll wear my little sailor dress too. However, this is an especially good one, I would say.
It's really good. The length of the lapel collar thing is so fun in the back. But be careful, if you're too accurate, you could draw yourself more attention and be like, excuse me, miss, where is the emergency raft? I need to know.
There are not enough lifeboats. We thought they'd clutter the deck, darling. People can just die. You've seen Titanic.
I have, but she looks fabulous. They both look fabulous. It's
they
telling
do.
a story here. They're kind of floating in between these spaces of intimacy and professional and public and private.
The politics of dancing.
Politics of dancing.
We live.
I guess for me, I'm on a clink streak, so.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say no to either of these. And it's a great setup. It was a great interaction between them.
Yeah. Okay, we have another look from Denise. She is in her bedroom little getup. Now, talk to me. What are you getting?
This was my favorite. I love little, like, you know, I love any shots with the characters where it shows their quarters, especially when someone's getting ready at a vanity, which is a trope I love the most, especially the trope of someone getting ready at the vanity and practicing their affectations, their faces, their voices. And she's, she's full on thinking of situations of what to do in the event of her getting murdered. She's on this whole murder paranoia thing, which is cool. I live. I'm never going to put a damper on someone else's delusion of grandeur. If you think there's a posse of people out to kill you, darling, I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, will support.
We'll watch. I'll support, yeah.
Because it means you have fans.
Yes, exact.
You know, I love this look if she were going to bed, but she was, if I recall, trying to summon the willpower to go out to dinner.
Right. And there was no reference to her changing out of something else. I think this was it.
It was giving to pajama for me, or poolside, but for dinner, I think it's a little too casual Cali for me.
Mm-hmm. Sure, I feel that. I mean, she has a shoe on, so you can't have the plausible deniability of saying that this was her dressing robe.
Yes, no, I like the shoe. I like the chunky heel in this moment, and I do like the muumuu, but something about the hair felt too messy, but maybe that was kind of playing into her character of being like Frazzolina. But
she's a little,
I'm gonna sink it, actually.
Yeah.
Me sinking a floral robe, I know. But
I know. It does feel a little incongruent, but I really liked the scene. I think I may have to agree with you and sink it too, but it's an honorable sink.
Honorable sink. Okay, here we have a redemption for Denise in a following scene where she actually is poolside.
She's giving Love Don't Cost a Thing here, really. It's pretty fabulous.
It's giving body yaddy yaddy.
Yeah.
It's giving Miss Universe swimsuit category.
Yeah.
I mean, fabulous. The scarf underneath the hat, I love.
Mm-hmm.
A ruche sleeve, a bandeau tie that barely covers your tatas.
Mm-hmm.
Those are hanging on with a prayer and a few threads. That's fabulous.
Did they have double-sided tape back then? I don't know.
They used gum.
They used, I don't know, Hot Pocket. They didn't have Hot Pockets back then. They had...
But this led to that. A slit that goes frontward is so fun. Like, not a side slit, a front slit.
A front slit.
Oh, you know what that means. Well,
I know, it's dangerous.
The textile, the print, it's rather fabulous. It's an ultimate clink for me.
Yeah.
And in this photo, we have a bonus little gopher working it in his investigative private eye role, just trying to get a picture of her.
A gumshoe in the noir episode
Uh-huh.
in the form of gopher. And we love to see it. I would have loved to have seen more. I would have loved to have seen a little beige trench coat on him in this moment, but I suppose the weather wouldn't have been right. But who cares?
Who cares?
Lean into it.
Yeah, she looks fabulous. She looks like a supermodel. It's a clink.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Now talk to me about this character.
So, I mean, we love a cartoon chef. We love a caricature of a job. And we love the chef hat. I love the pizza box that a lot of independent pizza places happen where they have two chefs who look like they were drawn from completely different artists. He's giving one of the pizza chefs on the box that I'm talking about. This is absolutely a clink for me. She is serving dutifulness, dedication to her job, taking an order, and yeah, she's just like, she's in charge. Everything is pressed. I see no stains. Immaculate. Clink.
For me, sink. No stains on a chef suit. That means you're not working.
Oh, darling.
Where are the pizza stains? Where is the mozzarella? The marinara?
Where is the marinara handprint?
To me, no. On the Love Boat, on the Pacific Princess, I think the chef and the kitchen staff would look a little more eccentric. Where is the
earring
blue?
of a human's finger?
No, not the witchness of it all. Where is the color? I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I know it's chef.
Where is the big overflowing pot on a stove with like green liquid spilling out of the sides?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm honestly just being like, what's the word when you're being not agreeable on purpose?
You're
Just disagreeable.
you're not being disagreeable. You're being ornery.
I'm being a little ornery.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know.
No,
He-
it's everything. It's giving distant, aloof lunch lady pouring like a scoop of something onto the kid's tray in a 90s fruit roll-up commercial.
Sure. Well, that's fine. Another sink or clink negating each other for us on this one.
Well, there we go.
There we go. Okay, I think one of our final looks from Miss Denise. She's kind of going for that same bun updo, which I just am not a big fan of her in. What are you thinking about this
Is that
look?
like a floral garland thing
I think so,
on
but
top?
I think this is another moment of the styling, painting this picture of her being a little frazzled. You know, her hair's a little messy. It's almost as if she kind of just ran through the forest on the cruise and she's here. But I love the dress.
I love the dress.
I love the color.
I love the front wrap with the collar and the shoulder exposed. It's really fun. But yeah, she's giving kind of like a paranoid proto Helena Bonham Carter sort of thing. Giving
Right.
kind of like a Florence run over by the machine.
Florence and her machines. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think even with it all, I guess I still like it. I like the wrap halterness of it all. I love the bubblegum pink moment or almost kind of neon. I guess I will clink it.
It's kind of that taffeta-ish like towel fabric that we love so much too,
Right.
that we saw so much in that era, especially on this show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
sure. Clinking.
All right. This, I mean, I think probably one of the most stunning outfits on the Love Boat so far.
Oh,
Maybe in
yes.
history. We have yet to see, but you know, this is just an amazing look for Miss Roxy Blue. This is kind of her. This is her revealing that she is Roxy Blue on the Pacific Princess on her cruise, and I mean, wow, just like sequins glued onto her body is what it feels like, dripping in rhinestones or in sequins.
And the little clutch, it's also
The clutch, the
perfect.
fur, it's very you.
Yeah.
Stunning. I mean, she was just shining, shimmering. People are just applauding when they see her. And Doc looks cute here too. He's kind of wearing a fancier suit.
Yeah, a little something. She's hair is laid, beat is beaded. She's there. Is this when she performs even, I think?
Yes.
Yeah. She does. And they were like, Roxy Blue is here, everyone, and she's going to sing right now. And she's like, oh, I don't want to. And they're like, no, which was an acceptable thing to do back then. But then she seemed to have had a whole set prepared, so it was fine.
She did slay. She'd kind of dedicate her song to Isaac, and they kind of had an unspoken, unacknowledged, but only acknowledged to them moment in public that this moment was for them, which is always bittersweet to witness.
It is.
But yeah, Stenalina, it's a absolute clink. I think this is Roxy Blue's going away outfit. This is
Right.
her departing outfit. I mean, tailored.
It's perfect. And I like the color juxtaposition with the collared shirt with the blouse underneath. It's
The
really
color.
nice.
This
Yeah.
is what I saw the kids saying today. What is the square root of 64? 8. Because she ate that.
She did.
She ate this look, and she looks amazing. A
Yes.
subtle pinstripe. I mean, so sexy, so masculine but feminine,
Everything.
and a great look to be like re-entering society into.
Kind of giving classic cool, as you would say.
Yeah, saying goodbye to your 3-day lover.
Yeah, and being like, yeah, that's all we get. Goodbye, boo.
Yeah.
She must. The gig goes on. She's booked and cursed. She's got to go to the next thing.
Yeah, next club. It's a clink.
Absolutely.
And last but not least,
Ah, yes. How could we forget?
Yeah.
This expression really says it all.
yeah, kind of our only representation of this whole plot.
She looks like she's actively being murdered.
And she wasn't even in that storyline.
No, yeah, she's got a knife in her stomach. You can see out of the frame.
Right.
She's like, et tu, Brute.
This is the goofy entourage of people who kind of wanted to be burglarized.
And they finally got burglarized. They got their wish. The girl had to come in. She did it to her damn self, darling.
I know.
She was the one who wore the tiara and the earrings and the necklace.
Right.
And then was surprised when the oversharer stole her jewelry.
Yeah. What do you think? We're kind of focused on the two people in the foreground here. What
We
do
are.
you think of these choices?
I like it, honestly. I mean, like, I like all of it. I feel as though, you know, she is giving that haircut that was sort of just a default haircut for, as we were saying, all genders at the time. But, you know, I like the color palette. I like the matchiness of it. I like what her man is wearing. It's cute. It's real cute. We love a burgled, murdered princess.
Yeah, and those are your colors, that blue
They
and
are.
green.
Mm-hmm.
I guess so. I feel honestly, I don't feel
You feel no type of way about this.
I feel no think.
You
It's
feel
not
no-
a think or clink. I have no thoughts. No,
You have no
think.
thoughts.
But some great looks this episode for sure.
This is a fun episode.
So those are the looks, and with the ending of the looks kind of comes ending of our episode today.
Unfortunately.
But as one thing ends, another opens. Another thing has the opportunity to begin again. Yeah, that was a fun one.
That was. Thank you.
Well, my darlings, don't forget to reach out. Just reach out.
Just reach out. Ask us questions. We'll answer. We can probably solve any problem of yours, as I'm sure you could well imagine.
Right.
So we look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah, follow us online. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers, tell your neighbors about our podcast and video project.
Tell the psychic you pay $20 an hour
Well, they should already know.
on the phone.
Right.
They should already know. Phone psychics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tune in next time. We'll be reviewing episode 6. We might have a fun guest on the podcast. Who knows? And until next time, I'll see you later, sister.
I'll see you, sister. Thank you for tuning in with us.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Talk Ship Get Hip. You can find us online, and don't hesitate to reach out with any nautical inquiries. Catch you next week. Bye.